this is the pattern that I'll be using for cutting of the crop top. I'll be dropping the link for the cutting in the description box so that you can watch it and know how to cut it. So I've cut the fabric already, and for you to know the amount of fabric to use is to divide your bust by 4, then add 3 inches to it. I added 3 because I want it to be free, so that's why I added 3 inches. And for the length, the pattern stops at the waistline, so I extended it by 2 inches more so that I can be able to, it will be able to fall on the waistband of the skirt. So everything, the complete length is 21 inches, because when you join at the top and you also join at the down part, when you fold the down part, you'll be left with 20 inches, but the half length is 18 inches. So I want it to come down on the skirt by 2 inches because I don't want it to be short and be hanging. Okay, so that's why I have 21 inches. So I'll just go ahead and use the pattern and cut out the material. 3 inches allowance, 1 for each. I don't want to be too tight. 1 for each and 2 for the sewing. So 3-inch allowance here. 3 inches. 3 inches on the side. Okay, on the side. On the side, 3 inches. Then half an inch on the shoulder. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and press everything out. So okay, I'm just dropping it so that we know that we're supposed to. Okay. Alright, so like I said, we're taking everything down. So we'll just go ahead and cut it out. And you can just do 2 inches for the allowance and that is all. But for me, I just want a bit of ease on the blouse. I don't want it to be too tight. Okay, and I do 2-inch allowance because the client says she wants allowance on the clothes. So that's why I'm doing 2 inch for the allowance. But if you like, you can do 1 inch, but sometimes it's safer to have at least 1.5 to 2 inches allowance on the dress. Okay, then I'll just go ahead and cut this piece out. Okay. I'm not cutting anything here on the hem, but to just make it straight, I'll go in a bit. I won't be adding any lining on the clothes, just the facing for the neck and that's all. Okay, so see what our blouse is looking like. So I'll keep it aside, then I'll cut the back piece. Just keep it aside, then I'll cut the back piece. For the back piece, for you to know the amount of fabric, just like we did for the front, you divide your bust by 4, add the necessary ease allowance you need, if at all you need it. Then you also add your sewing allowance, 1 inch, 2 inches, okay. Then you also add your zipper allowance. Remember I told you I will be doing 2 inches zip allowance, but because my pattern was not enough, that was why I didn't take my allowance on the clothes, on the pattern paper. So now that this is our fabric, so I'll be taking it from this line that I drew on the pattern paper. I'll just place it this way and take 2 inches. Okay, just put it this way and I'll take 2 inches. 2 inches. So you can see that we have 2 inches there, and that 2 inches is our zip allowance for the zipper at the back. Okay. If you don't want yours to be up to 2 inches, you can do 1.5. But let me see if what I have here is up to 3. If it's not up to 3, then I'll just do 1.5 at the side. Okay, so it's not up to 3, then I'll just do 1.5 at the side. It's because of this, the cotton was not straight. so that's why I'm short. Okay, so 3 inches. Okay, 3 inches. I'm doing 1.5 for the zipper now because of space. I don't have much space, so this is okay. Alright, so this is okay. This is very okay. So just go ahead and trace it out and cut. Okay. So for this neckline, remember we'll be adding like 0.5. Yes. Then at the top too, we'll be having 0.5. But here, the armhole, we won't be adding anything on the armhole. Then here, this is the whole 3 inches. Alright. Okay. The whole 3 inches. Okay, so this is the back piece already cut out, and this is the front piece also cut out. The next thing we'll do is to cut our sleeve, and like I said, to know the fabric, the amount of fabric to cut out is to divide your round arm by 2, and the round arm I'm working with is 18 inches. Okay, so we'll go ahead and divide that by 2. So let's just continue. Okay, so from this starting line, from this piece at the top, well, let me draw a starting line, okay, to guide us. Okay, okay, so from this line I'll come down by 5 inches, and this line I'll come down by 5 inches like so. Okay, so from now we'll measure the length of the sleeve, and I'll be working with a length of I want it to pass the elbow, and her elbow is around 12 inches, but I'll be doing 15 so that the length will be 14. Then, or let me just do 17 inches since I have enough fabric and it won't be short. Okay, so that at least I can use at least 1.5 to hem the down part. Okay, so the next thing we'll do is we divide this line into 2. This line here, just divide it into 2. Okay, then get so I'll mark out my starting line. This is going to be my starting line. From here I'll come down by my bicep measurement, which is 5. Okay, then I'll measure the length of the sleeve. My elbow is around 11 inches. Okay, but let me just keep 11 inches. Then the length of the sleeve I'm working with is 15 inches. Okay, but I will leave the I won't cut anything else. I need it for the hemming of the down part. Okay, so from this place, okay, you come in by, you measure from here to here, from the middle like so. Then you find the midpoint. We have different ways of drafting the sleeve, but this is how I do mine. Okay, you can go ahead on this line, you measure your client's round arm, but what I do first is I want it to be very free, so I'll be using up to the end of the paper, so up end of the material I folded. So I'll just get the middle point. From this middle point I'll connect to this point with a curve, not too curvy, just a slight curve. Okay, so I'll connect to this point with a curve, like I said, not too curvy. Don't want it shooting at the end of the day. Okay, then here turn your curve this way. Okay, just do it this way, so you can see we have, okay, it's ready. So here you take your round arm, and for me it's 18, but I will be using 20 so that we'll have enough allowance. So 20 by 2, I have 10, and I'll still add 0.5 for the hemming of it. Then when you come to this point,
I won't be cutting anything out. Just do it this way. Okay. Then bring it out this way. I don't know if you understand what I did. I just came down to this point. I'll be ending this part. So the next thing is to just cut it out. I just don't want it to be straight. That's why I did it this way. Okay. Okay, so this is our sleeve. If you like, you can do it this way. Okay, let it have this effect. Cut this piece out, but like I told you, I may do it this way, but I want to leave enough allowance on the dress. So that's why I'm not cutting this piece out. So this is what I will use at the end of the day. Okay, this is what the shape is going to be at the end of the day, but all these ones are going to be done on the dress as allowance because the client wants enough allowance on the dress. So this is it. This is the sleeve, and the next thing we'll do is, okay, so this is the material we'll be using for the flare part of the dress, and the length is 31. Remember, it is having two steps. The upper part is the 180-degree flare, while the down part, when you look at the down part very well, it has this gathers there. So for the upper part, which is the flare, 180-degree flare, I'll be using 31 inches as the length. The full length of the skirt is 40, but I'll be minusing 2 inches for the band and 8 inches for the gathers. Okay, so I added 1 inch again to that. Okay, so like I said, 40 inches is the full length of the flare, but I will be minusing 2 inches for my band and 8 inches for that gathers at the down part. So I'll be left with 30 inches, and I also added 1 inch for allowance. So we'll go ahead and just cut it out. So just like I've explained the length and the width, so I've folded it into two. Okay, you first of all, since we'll be using 46 for the length, I've explained how I got it. 46 for the length. So once you just measure 46, okay, long like this, let's say this is our 46, then you go ahead and fold the 46 into two. Okay, into two like this, into two like this. Okay, so you can see this is 46, this is 46. So the 46 will now fold it up like this. Then this is how we're going to place it. Okay, so you fold it diagonally this way. Sorry, my table is not big enough and there's no way I'll do it on the floor. Okay, so this is it, and this is what it looks like. So you can see this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. Okay, so let me place it this way so that we'll see what. Okay, and don't forget, if you're calculating your waist, okay, for the waist you have to include your zipper allowance, your sewing allowance. All you have to calculate it before dividing it. Okay, so since I've gotten my radius is 14 inches, then I will just go ahead and mark out 14 inches here. Okay, so this is 14 inches. All right, and we'll flip it to the other side again, 14, so that we'll get a straight line. 14 inches. Yeah, so I'll just connect it this way. Okay, so as you can see, this is it. And if you're taking the length, you're not going to start taking it from the longer side. You can see that this piece is longer. So what you do is you move it up like this. Okay, so you can see that this side will have a shorter side. If you're doing it the full length complete, you have this shortage. But what you will do next is to cut out a fabric to complete it. But for me, this will be enough for the upper part of the, because I'll be having two flares. Okay, so from this part now, from this place that I marked my radius, I will now mark my skirt length. Like I told you, it's going to be 31, and you can see this is 30. It's actually 30, but for the hemming, so it is okay if I can use this place that is having the right of. So this is where it is going to be here. Mm, okay, or you can do it from this place, from that place, from the place of from that place where we got our radius from the top of the con. Okay, you can just do your complete 46. Okay, 45, sorry. So you can do your 45 like this, keep rotating it from this place. You can use the bias, then pin it to that top and keep rotating it. But me, I'll just from this 30 inches, from this our from the place we measured our radius, I'll just put my tape like this. Okay, then I'll keep marking whatever I have here. Remember we said the length is going to be 31, right? So you measure, you mark out your 31 here, you move again. Okay, keep moving and be marking your 31 inches. Okay, keep moving and be marking your 31 inches like so. So we're going to confirm it, this method and the other one that I told you. We're going to confirm it and see if we have the same thing. So from the top of the cone here, we measure our 40. Okay, so this is 45.5. Okay, you can see we have the same 45.5. Okay, then this 45.5, you can see we also have it here. Alright, then here, so you can see we're getting the same result. So since it's the same thing, let me just connect the lines together like so. Okay, let me just connect the lines together like so. Alright, so this is it. I'll just go ahead and cut this place out first. Okay, and that is it. We have our flip ready. Okay, but I'll just go up by 1 inch and 0.5, so that's okay. So just cut it out. Okay, so since we'll be having pockets at the side, I will still go ahead and open this side. I'll open this side up. Okay, because we'll be having pockets at the side. Then the one at the back, the one we'll be using for the back, will still slit the back open because we'll be fixing a zipper at the back. So we'll just remove one piece so you can see our flare is ready. So we'll just remove one piece that will serve for the bag. Okay, so we'll remove one piece and let it serve for the bag. So this one will be serving for the front, and that is the one we will not slit open. Okay, so the one that will be serving for the back, we'll still go ahead and slit the back, the middle of the back like this. Okay, so I'll still slit it into two. Don't forget I've added the allowance, zipper allowance, as I was calculating, so there won't be any problem. Okay, okay, okay. So this is for the back. It has slit on both sides. Here is going to be side and that is going to be the back. Okay, then the next thing, like I said, this is what I'll be using for the gathers at the bottom part. So for you to know the length, okay, just measure what is supposed to be times 2 of the length you're going to have, the wideness of whatever you have at the down part of the skirt. Okay, so what I did is I just mark out 50 inches. This is 8 inches. The width is 11 inches, sorry. Will be is 8, but because there will be 1 inch for the joining at the top on at the down, and the hemming of the, the gathered flare. Okay, that's why I have up to 11 inches here. So then the width now, the length, sorry, the length is 50. Okay, the length is 50 inches, and as you can see, I have, this is, so if you open this one up now, this is on fold, that's why we have 50. If you open it up, we have 100, and I cut two of it, so you can see I cut two of it. So what I will do is I will just join it. Okay, I will join it up. So if we calculate everything now, the length of this completely is going to give me 200. So I will sew this place down, so that it will become one piece. It will become, the length will be 200. Okay, I hope you understand that. Then the next thing I will do is to cut out my pocket. We also need the band that we'll be using for the top of the skirt. Okay, so for the band, it's supposed to be what we have at the upper part of the skirt. So I think I will leave that one later on, then we'll do that one, but I will need to cut out my pockets. Okay, so I want to cut out the facing for the neck, so I'll just place it this way. I'll fold it into two this way. I'll fold my fabric into two. Okay, then the middle part, the center front should be facing the folded edge, so we're going to fold it this way. Okay, we fold it this way, and I'll just trace it out. Okay, I'll just trace it out like so, and this is where okay, so I'll just move it, and here we have, okay, so it's going to be like this. Then we just cut it out. Just cut it out like so. And this is the facing I'll use. This is the neckline. Okay. And this facing is for the front. Okay, so this is it. This is what the facing is. Okay, so this is for the front, and for the back, same way, we still fold. Okay, even though the back, but we're folding because we need two of it. Okay, that's why we're folding. But for the back, there's no need of any folding. You can cut it on, but because we need it to be, let me do it this way so that I don't waste fabric, because I still need to cut my waistband and the pockets. So I'll just cut it out. Okay. I'm cutting facing because I told you I won't be putting lining on the dress, so I won't be attaching. This is the front face and is facing for it, so I'm just going to go ahead and open it up this way. This is the inside of the sleeve, so you can see the dress. So I'll just place it this way. So I'll just place it this way and stitch it all the way, then turn it to the other side. Okay. I'll also do the same for the back. I'll also do the same for the back. The right side, the wrong side facing the wrong side, I'll stitch it, then turn it the other way. I've turned the neckline with the facing, and I hem just a small part of it, and you can see that I didn't hem this part because I'm going to turn this shoulder, so you can see what it looks like. Okay, this is what it looks like. And I also went ahead and turned the back piece, turned the facing, and I took out my darts. This is what it looks like. This is the other part. Okay, this is the other part. So you can see that the front is not having any darts because we've already done that on the pattern paper. So the next thing I'll do is to just place it this way and join the shoulders together. Join the shoulders, and this is how I'm going to do it. Don't forget we have 1.5 inch for 1.5 inch. Okay, so this is how I'm going to join the shoulders. I'll just pick this one up. I'll just pick this like this one like this. Okay, then I'll use this one to just turn it over and stitch it all the way. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and do that. So I'll fix the shoulder. Okay, fix it together, and I'll go ahead and hem this place down. Okay, so let me explain something. You remember we cut out the back inches because of the dart we took. We cut out the back inches. Because this is a crop top, there's no need for that because I had shortage. I had to cut something like a band and attach to only the back piece. So please don't do yours like that. Okay, so this is what the blouse is looking like. Alright. So the next thing I'll do is, okay, I've ironed down my zip allowance. Okay. So the next thing, I've ironed down my zip allowance. Right. The next thing I'll go ahead and do is to fix the zipper. Okay, I'll fix zipper before hemming the side. I've fixed the zipper. Okay, this is what it looks like on the side. This is the front. You can see the back is having a dot. Okay, so this is what I told you first. So I'll fix my zipper. Right. This is what it looks like. Then the next thing I would like to do is to fix the sleeves. And these are the sleeves. So just notch the middle point, then I'll fix it all the way like this. On the good side. Okay. So this is my this is the middle. So just take this one like this, like this, and then come back to the end. I'll do that for the both sleeve and I'll show you the sleeve. So I'll fix the sleeve. And this is how I fix it. It's easier for me this way. Okay. So this is what. Okay. So this is blouse. I'll just go ahead and take my measurement. So to take our measurement, I'll measure up to my bust point. Okay, this is 12 inches. I don't need to go. This is 12 inches. Okay, and this is the middle point. This is the middle point. So from the middle point, our bust is 11.5. Here it's our 11.5 inches. Then on the waistline, our waist is 10 inches. Okay, so waist is 10 inches. So I'll just go ahead and connect it. Connect it this way. It's not going to be too tight. That's why I want to add it like this. Alright, so I'll go ahead and fix this. So I'm just going to stitch it down, and I'll also stitch the other side. This is what our blouse is looking like. Alright, so the next thing I'll do is to work. I'm done with the blouse. I'll just go ahead and start working on the skirt. So I just go ahead and work. I want to start with the pocket. This is the front piece. The back is having a small as so this is what I want to do first. Okay, this is the pocket. I want to fix the pocket first. So from this point, remember it's going to have a band, right? So from this point, I'm going to come down by around 2 to 2.5 inches, whichever one that is okay for you. So I'll come down, and then this is the pocket. I'll place it right side facing right side, then I'll stitch it. I'll stitch it this way like this. Stitch it like this, and this is the other one. I'll also do the same thing. Stitch it like this. Then for the back, this is the back piece. I'll first of all leave like 5 inches here, 5 to 6 inches here. Then I'll sew this piece down like this. Then as for the side, just like I did for the front piece, I'll just come down by 2 inches and then place my pockets this way, stitch it down, then also stitch the other one for the side. So I'll just go ahead and do that. So this is what I said I was going to do earlier on. I'll turn ahead. You can see how I touch the pattern. So this is for the other side, and this is okay. So I've fixed the side. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. So this is the two side. This is what it looks like. Okay. So now I'll just go ahead and attach. Okay, I'll also pleat this one. You can do gathers. Yes, it's a gather. I don't know if I'm going to gather. Okay, so this is it, and this is what it looks like. So I'll just go ahead and attach it. Okay, and attach it to the hem. As you remember, I've already sewed this piece. So I'll just go ahead, pick it up this way. Right side facing each other. Okay, so this is the right side. I'll just fold it this way. Okay, I'll just open here a bit, then I'll fix it. Okay, so I'm just gonna do that. After that, just try to work on. Then the zipper. But let me just fix the tampon and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay. So this is the middle part of the back, and this is what it looks like. Okay, with the pocket. This is the front space. This is the front space with the pockets by the side. So the next thing I'll do, I'll just go ahead and do this one. Put it together like this. Together like this. And sew it. I'll just sew it over the So this is it. What I do. Right? Then this is the piece I'll be using for the gathers. I've stitched the down parts. So the next thing, I'll just go ahead and run gathers on this part and attach. Okay, I'll also pleat this one You can do gathers. Yes, it's a gather. I don't know if I'm going to gather things. Okay, so this is it. And this is what it looks like. So I'll just go ahead and attach it. Okay? And attach it to the hair. As you remember, I've already sewed this. So I'll just go ahead, pick it up this way. Okay. Right side facing each other. Okay, so this is the right side. Just fold it this way. Okay, I'll just open here a bit, then I'll fix it. Okay, so I'll just go and do that. After that, just trying to work out. So after that, I'll just fix my zipper. Okay, sorry, I'll fix the band, then the zipper. But let me just fix the damper and I'll show you what it looks like. So I've fixed the band. Okay, I've fixed the band and I also fixed my zipper. So this is what the skirt is looking like. Alright, let me just fold it into two. So this is what the skirt is looking like. Okay. This is what the skirt is looking like, and this is the blouse of the skirt. So, and it's looking very beautiful.